Answers to all of our complaints have been answered today. A lot of us were annoyed at how expensive these power-ups were for the 50 program. And the reason why these cards were expensive, for those that aren't familiar with it, is the fact that you can pull the 91s and 92s out of any pack in the game, if you're lucky enough to, but you weren't able to pull the power-up. So it made no sense to do the damn set for the item when you could buy the card for like 300,000 coin and the set costs 800k to complete. So that made these power-ups super duper rare. People were actually paying like 400,000 coins to get these power-ups for theme teams and just for the extra +1 speed. But EA today dropped a solo in the game that basically gives you a guaranteed 40,000 coins upon completing 15 stars, where you can unlock yourself this 50 pup fantasy pack, where you get one of 6 choices between any of the, what we have, 8 or 9 of the, what are they called? The 50 cards? Keep forgetting. I don't know why. The 50 is such a weird name for a promo. So my pack, you got Brett Favre, Brian Dawkins, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Tyrone Calico, Walter Jones, and Derek Brooks. So I'm really excited they went out here and take the price of these powers, because not only did they allow anybody to get these cards for super cheap, you can now also power up some of these cards to a 89 overall, some even to a 90, and get some good players for a really affordable price that'll improve your Madden Ultimate Team. So let's go ahead and check out these 50 power-ups, deciding on which ones are the best ones for you guys to add to your roster. Because now the price point of these cards aren't too bad, and it doesn't look as weird just rocking the power up now when you get it for free for playing solo challenges or for less than 40,000 coins on the auction house. Let's get into it. Yes, sir. Today, you kings need to get out here and treat yourselves to what you deserve. Stop wasting money on packs. Check out the MUT Reserve. Link down in the description below. You can go and get training, players, and coins. And they all get cheaper when you just go Texas at checkout for 15%. So there are 14 NFL 50 power-ups. So let's go check out Brett Favre first, who's 40,000 coins, who is a quarterback. You can get him all the way up to a 90 overall if you decide to power him up. The reason why I don't think he's worth it is, for one, training right now, if you're buying it at 20 per, which is like on the weekends, obviously. Right now it's more expensive because it's a sale day, Wednesday, so prices are up right now. But if you were to power him up, it'd be like 5,000 training, so 20 per 100,000 coins. For his power up is 140k total for a quarterback that gets 75 speed. It'll have 91 throw power. He'll be able to get Gunslinger at that tier 3 slot. The thing about it is that we have a lot of quarterbacks in this game right now, and it's going to cost you a lot if you decide not to rock out with this 93. Depowering this card, you're going to lose half your training, so you're wasting basically 2,500 training, which is 50,000 coins if you want to change your quarterback. So not sexy there. Then you also got to factor in, you got Lamar Jackson's 89 overall card, which is really amazing. You got who else is also solid? You got Josh Allen to his 89 overall. Can't get Gunslinger, but going for 150,000 coins, if not less than that. And then Kyler Murray the same way. You can power pass on him as well if you decide to power up his card. So it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to go with Brett Favre when we already have some really good quarterbacks in the game that are basically in-game at this point for around the same cost or a little cheaper. So Brett Favre, even though he can throw that mud bleep down the field like crazy, just don't think he's worth having on your team unless you're a Packer fan, Jet fan, Viking fan, and fans of sending unsolicited. Next up, checking out Power Reggie Bush. You can go ahead and get his car for around the same exact price, 40,000 coins. And you get him up to an 89 overall, where we have 90 speed, 88 juke move with 85 spin move. Only going to cost you 3,500 training, which is basically 70,000 coins. 70,000 coins plus 40k for its power up. That's going to be 110,000 coins in total for this item. It's a really good card, and on top of that, he's a receiving back archetype, so you can go ahead and put on some abilities to make him basically really hard to guard out of the backfield, which is amazing because that's how I kind of move the ball on offense, especially my Panthers theme team with McCaffrey. I had to put on backfield mismatch and then backfield master to be able to kind of get these catches in traffic against linebackers or against safeties or whoever it happens to be on the other side of the ball. The thing about this Reggie Bush that I'm not a big fan of, outside of his ratings, like, it's amazing ratings, it's just the fact that he only gets 2 ability slots. So at tier 2, you'll be able to get backfield mismatch, I would assume, but you're not going to be able to get that backfield master, which is that hot route. One overall makes a difference, right? Because the backfield master is basically backfield mismatch on steroids. And then on top of that, if you guys got a power up pass, you can get a guy that's basically the same running back as Reggie Bush, but for much cheaper. Like, you can go ahead and pick up the Alvin Kamara, who is a receiving back, who will also be out here with 89 speed, 1 speed slower, obviously, but will have the ability to get backfield master. Yeah, backfield master, so he can get out here with additional hot routes as well as improved catching out of the backfield. So that's why I think this Reggie Bush is kind of like, he's great. And if you plan on power upping him to a 92 overall, it makes a lot of sense to get him when we get that power pass down the line. But if you guys want a receiving back right now that can be able to beat that man coverage, you can get a lot of other cards that are going to be much cheaper than Reggie Bush. McCaffrey, Austin Eckler. Eckler's power is probably going for a lot right now. So just McCaffrey and Kamara are the two guys that you can get for damn near half the cost. Receiver-wise, Vincent Jackson, we're not checking his item because he's, 6'5", 89 speed on his 91, so that means he's going to be at an 88 speed on his, that's not great on his 90 overall. Then there's Jimmy Graham, who's 6'7", got good spec catch, got good catch in traffic, good catching in general, but that 81 speed that he has on his 89 overall card is not great, especially when you look at the tight ends we got in this game that are really good. We got George Kittle, we got even Gronkowski, and then obviously Darren Waller, who everybody wants on their team right now. So Jimmy G really isn't somebody that I would want on my roster just based off of the amount of other guys that are going to be going for much less. Like even Dawson Knox is a night. Like Jonnu Smith, like 30, maybe like 20,000 coins is still a top tier tight end in the game right now. Tight end right now, just not really worth it. So that leaves us with only one receiver left, and that's going to be Tyrone Calico. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys why he's worth having. So basically same price as Reggie Bush, 110,000 coins to go about getting this card. And let's go ahead and get him on our Madden Ultimate Team right now. And let's check out my man's rating. So let's go ahead and get all the way up to his 89 overall card. So you got a 6'4" receiver that'll be out here with 90 speed. And he also has 88 deep route running. So go deep basically at what, tier 4 for +2? That's that 90 route running. So you got a guy that can get at max on a regular team, 92 speed at 6'4" with 90 deep route running. This is a card that is, you're not going to find a receiver on the market for that price point right now that can basically has his height, has his speed, and has his deep route running. You're not. Outside of using power passes, you're not going to find anybody out there that looks like this. As a matter of fact, let's go take a look. Wide receiver 89. Let's go ahead and look and see what we got available. So we got Michael Thomas. We're not looking at his card because we know he's slow. Roddy White, slow. Robert Woods, you got speed, but he's not, you don't got that, he don't got the height. Checking out Marvin Harrison right now, man. 90 speed with 87 deep route running. And currently he is listed for 100 and, okay, back me all the way out. For 107,000 coins, okay? So for basically the same price, you're getting Calico, who is not only 4 inches taller, it's going to be much easier to get deep route running 90 than on Marvin Harrison if you guys ain't got your entire offense maxed out with go deep. So I love Marvin Harrison. He's on my team right now, but Calico's 89 overall is much superior to Marvin Harrison 89 overall at that same price point. Then there's Alan Lazard, 20,000 coins more than the Tyrone Calico, powering him all the way up. And you get a guy that basically looks similar, right? You got that -1 speed, and you got -2 deep route running, but it's going to be much harder to get his deep route running to 90 because you have to, again, have your entire offense maxed out with it. And if you guys ain't got that, you should, because the throw power is actually helpful, but it's much easier for Calico for a lot of you guys that got budget teams or a lot of you guys that got no money spent teams to get up than to have to get 40. I think it's 40, right? I think it's 40 for the +4. 40 chemistries for go deep to get this guy to basically make him similar, but Calico is still going to be cheaper. We're not looking at linemen. Walter Jones, Steve Hutchinson, who cares? Like, linemen in this game are really, really inconsistent. Like, either they block or they don't, so there's no point in even investing in them. Reggie White absolutely sucks. Like, there's no point in picking him up. I have him on my Panthers third team, bro, and he don't be out here doing nothing. So save your coin on that. Don't even power him up. Now, we got a guy named Ryan Shazier who's an interesting guy to consider powering up, right? Again, 70,000 coins plus 40K for its power up, so 110K for guys out here with 87 speed, with 80 hit power, 84 zone coverage. Linebackers in this year's game is like, they don't matter at all. It's the most baffling Madden I've played in a while because not only did they nerf hit sticking, right? So you can literally run full speed at a running back that just got the ball, hit stick them, and they just bounce off of the dude. They also made it to where safeties this year are way better at stopping the run than linebackers are. Safeties, for some reason, don't get driven back. They get impact blocked, but they get impact blocked. Oh, I'm so country. Impact blocked, and they usually bounce off and then can go get a tackle in the backfield, or the lineman runs into them and falls. My linebackers just get driven straight back. I have no idea why that is, but it makes more sense to stop the run in 3-3-5 than it does in goal line because the way the game is coded. So linebackers suck at stopping the run, and on top of that, Shazier is not worth picking up just because if you go look on the auction blocker, just look in your binder. If you guys got Patrick Queen, 88 overall, he basically is Shazier, the same exact card. I'm going to show you guys right now. Let's go look. Patrick Queen, 88 speed versus 87. He has 78 block ship versus Shazier out here with 80. Okay, so it's the same. I mean, 99 block ship probably the same as 80 with how this game's coded, man. He has 87 hit power, so that's way more than Shazier. But again, hit power doesn't effing matter. And then as far as zone coverage, this man is out here with 72 versus 84. So Shazier will react faster in zone, but you're using this card if you have him on the field, obviously. So I just feel like you can go ahead and get somebody much cheaper at linebacker that'll be just as disappointing to you as Ryan Shazier and save 30,000 coins and not have to worry about depowering him, obviously, and losing half that training. Same thing with Derrick Brooks, bro. That card is ass, bro. Derrick Brooks, like, when he first came out, 200,000 coins for his 91. Nobody wanted it, and I'm pretty sure nobody wants his power up right now. I'm kind of curious to see what it's going for, but it probably has like 500 coins because nobody wants that card. Now that leaves us with 4 players remaining. We got Nnamdi Asomugha, DRC, Brian Dawkins, and Taylor Mays. So off top, Brian Dawkins is ass. This is a card that I would definitely not pick up if you guys are interested in it. Like, his 91 is out here with 88 speed. That's not going to cut it, bro. We got receivers out here with 93 speed and 94 speed and 95 speed on theme team bases, right? Look at his power, man. 87 speed. You got 87 hit power, which again does not matter. You had 86 zone coverage. And then if you can get that, obviously, the 90 zone really easy, so you can react a little bit faster than the guys with at 89. And this speed gets up to, at max on a non-theme team, 89 speed, so just not worth it. Then you couple the fact then he's only 6 foot tall. Just absolutely, it's an ugly card. Just, I would avoid powering up Brian Dawkins unless you guys are Eagle fans or Bronco fans, just based off of his viability on multiple different teams. Same thing about Nnamdi Asomugha, man. A card that I would just avoid getting, man. He's 6'3", which is solid. But 88 speed, again, just not good enough right now, man. That is not a good enough cornerback to be out here having on the field. And you can get his man coverage maxed out, but he doesn't even have good zone coverage. So he's basically just a man coverage cornerback who gets good press, obviously. You max him all the way out, 90 speed, 92 man with, well, no, it's 91 man with 91 press. Amazing. But again, 90 speed, if a guy can beat his press over the top, like, he's going to get roasted by DK, by Claypool, by Brandon Cooks. Like, it's a bunch of guys that will run straight by him. So just not worth having right now for the price point when there are other cornerbacks in this game. Like, you look at Sean Murphy Bunting, he's 6 foot tall with 92 speed. So speed's all that matters in this year's game, and that's what I will focus my efforts on. Brian Dawkins and Asomugha are just not good enough, which then leaves us with Taylor Mays and DRC. So let's start with Taylor Mays, man. Taylor Mays. Now, at first, I was super high on this Taylor Mays just because, like, 6'3", he has 89 speed. He's much cheaper than Isaiah Simmons. Not much. He's like 15K cheaper than Isaiah Simmons. So, like, Isaiah Simmons' price is going to keep dropping, obviously. And I was like, oh, snap, my man got 85 zone. If you guys got lockdown maxed out, that can get the 90 zone very easy, which is a big upgrade compared to Isaiah Simmons, who can max out at 85 zone coverage. But if you guys are using Isaiah Simmons, which you guys should be, you don't really care what this guy's zone rating is. All you care about is the speed, the height, and the agility. And Isaiah Simmons, man, has all of that in his card. So they're almost the same exact card. Just Isaiah Simmons is a little bit faster and has a little bit less zone and has a little bit less agility, but is also 1 inch taller. So, and the best thing about it is if you decide to sell Isaiah Simmons, you won't lose half your price in training. Whereas if you decide to get rid of Taylor Mays for somebody down the line that's better, you'll lose half of your training. Plus, on top of that, there are other cards in this game that are not just 6'3", but in terms of free safety and strong safety that you can go ahead and put out here. They're going to play very similar to Taylor Mays. It's not better, right? You got Derwin James, who's great. You got Adrian Wilson, who is cheap and great. And then, obviously, what's that boy's name that I'm thinking about? Jamal Adams with the power pass. So I just don't really see Taylor Mays being somebody that is really worth having when there's other cards in this game that exist for the same price point or cheaper. They're going to give you the same exact production this card does. If Mays forced fumbles, that'd be amazing, but nobody in this game forces fumbles. I mean, they do, but like it's very, very rare. Very rare, which is not really worth paying for. So Mays is a hard pass. And that leaves us with one power-up on defense that's worth adding to your roster. And that is going to be Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, man. It's kind of expensive, obviously. 5,000 training, okay? So 20 coins per 100,000 coins. DRC is going for 40K. 140K for a card that's going to have 91 speed at 6'2" with 88 man and 86 zone. Very easy if you guys got locked down your defense to get to 92 man and to get to 90 zone coverage. Before I forget, he also gets another ability slot at tier 3. So if you want to go ahead and throw on man up at tier 3 with acrobat at tier 2, that's an option. But the main reason why you guys need to add his DRC to your roster is if you go take a trip to the auction house and look up cornerbacks that are tall, have good speed, can get both man and zone up to 90, and are going for around 140K, it's going to be tough. We got Sean Murphy-Bunting going for about 50,000 coins less than DRC. It's a really good card, man. Got 92 speed, 86 man, 83 zone. But he doesn't have the height. He's 2 inches smaller, and height does matter, man. Like, the amount of plays where my safety is in position for a pick, but just doesn't have the height to jump up and catch the ball. You see a difference from, like, Isaiah Simmons lurking than from, I'm not going to say Tyrann Mathieu, that's a huge example, but, like, Micah Hyde, who's, like, 6 foot tall. So height does matter a lot. Look at his man in zone, right? His man can get to 90, but his zone cannot, and DRC can get to both. So DRC has height on him, doesn't got the speed, but height and ratings on this card. So I think that's worth the additional coinage. And then after that, we pretty much looking at a bunch of other cards that are more expensive that aren't as good. We got L'Jarius Sneed, who's 6'1", again, an inch shorter, has the speed, can get both man and zone, but look at 171. 171. You're getting DRC for 30,000 coins cheaper. I think it's worth it. The 90 overall DRC is a top 5 cornerback in Madden Ultimate Team right now, right? Obviously, you want to get to his 93 overall powered up, because that card is going to be crazy. But so we got DRC's 93, then we got Deion Sanders, Denzel Ward, L'Jarius Sneed's up there powered up, and then, yeah, DRC's power up is like right there too. So if you guys looking to improve your cornerbacking core, if you already got Deion Sanders on one side, add DRC to the other side. And then on offense, just go about there and add Calico, and that's going to help your team a lot. Trust me on that. Those are the only 2 out of the 14 50 power-ups that I think are worth powering up from the ones that got their price sunk this upcoming week. We'll be back in the future, obviously, when EA drops some more solo challenges for the next like 4 or 5 weeks of power-ups that we're going to be getting for the 50 program, and we'll go ahead and discuss that again when it comes to that. But yeah, add those 2 cards to your team. And yeah, if you guys like my list, let me know down in the comments section below. If you guys don't, let me know down in the comment section below. It's been your boy Texas. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
They say money can't buy your happiness, but I swear to God, it's a good down payment. Trying to stuff so many binges in my pocket, you would swear that I was out here trying to drown Franklin. I was bred in the slums, got fed up with crumbs, now you don't play a pound cake. Told me money was a root of all evil, but I swear to God, I ain't never found safe.